Everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Personal Mastery Training. This is a strategy episode, so I'm solo. And I want to talk to you about a discussion I was having with someone, an older gentleman, not that old. He's still in the game. However, he said something to me that really made me think because I pay a lot of attention to language. Part of my coaching skills or tools I bring to coaching is NLP, neuro linguistic programming. And the L in it is linguistic, paying attention to language and how people, because we don't think how much power language has and the way we say things and the meaning it has on your subconscious. Never mind your conscious. A lot of time your conscious brain understands what you're saying. You don't really mean what you're saying. You don't really mean you're stupid, I don't think. And you don't really mean you have been running around all day. You don't really mean that the whole world is falling apart. You don't really mean that I'm taking care of everybody. You see that generalization, but the brain believes it and you start to feel overwhelmed. So our words have power. And so I pay attention a lot and work very hard to catch myself because I'm human too. And I will say some things, but I most of the times I think I'm catching myself pretty good. But the listener can be the judge of that. Anyway, so here's what I want to discuss with you. I was on the phone talking to him, and he said something to me. He said, "Oh, you look like you're in shape." And I said, "Yeah, I work out pretty well." He said, "Yeah, I want to get there too." And he said, "For my age, I'm doing pretty good." Now, the instant he said "for my age," the only thing my mind went to is you have accepted and are judging yourself, grading yourself by the average people out there. See, for my age, right now I'm turning 58 and I keep myself I raise my standards for what I want from my health. I raise my standards for what I want from my life. So I refuse to accept for my age. See, when I look around for my age at 58, a lot of people have given up on themselves. They have accepted that I'm old. What's the use? And worse off if they're married. If they're married, they're accepted that I don't need to try anymore. I don't need to, why do I need to do this? I'm not out there dating. I'm not out there getting a partner. See, for me, working out is not about any partners. I've been working out for goodness, 4 decades. And it's never been about a partner. Actually, I've been working out longer than that, maybe 45 years. So it's not about getting myself in shape to please others. This is about me. I want to feel great. I want to look great too, mind you. I'm not going to lie about that. I want to look great to me in the mirror. My standards, not yours, not someone else's. I'm not trying to please anybody. I'm trying to please myself. I have a level of standard I want to maintain. So, but when he said that, I thought to myself, for my age, I'm not going to be judged for my age because for my age, when I look around, too many people have accepted the bare minimum. It's like anything else, your income, your relationship, your whatever it is, wherever you are in your current situation, in your current ecosystem, if you look around and everyone is close to you, similar to your shape, your income, your relationship, your whatever, your mindset, that's because you've now become the average in that area. Now, you might be above average in another area. And you notice, by the way, if you're above average in a certain area, that's because you've stopped accepting being for my age, for my this, for my that, for my profession, for my color, for my gender, you've stopped it. If you notice that, wherever you excel, you've looked at the average and said, I'm going to climb above it. So this is what I want you to think about. When he said that to me, I thought I got to share this with my crowd, with my group. For my age, what age are you now? And what shape are you in? And think about it. Have you accepted that at 58, 48, 38, 50, 68. You know, what I love about this is my mentor, he's 80 years old. And we were on the phone call together, and he's been mentoring me and coaching me for quite some time now. But he's turning 80 this year. And he said to me, he said, Alvin, I want to look like you. And I said, what? You know, because again, he's 80 years old and he got a great shape on him. When I first met him, I thought, wow, what a stud. This guy's, 15 years ago, whatever it was, he's a big man, big stature. But, you know, as he's getting older, I guess he's the intensity has dropped and so on, but he's still in great shape, but he wants to get back there. And I love that because when he said it, I kind of chuckled a little bit thinking he's just being facetious and joking. And when I looked at me, he looked at me dead in the eye and I thought, oh shit, he ain't joking. Okay. All right. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. And I love that. I love that he wants to get back on the grind. He wants to dive in there. He wants to put his head down on the grindstone and get this thing done. And, you know, he wants to make the rest of his life the best of his life. He doesn't want to accept the bare minimum. So I love that. And I'm excited about it. That's my kind of people. That's the people I want to work with. The dogs who always are dogs and who always dig in and want the best from their life. I've spent many years working with people who I have to drag them to the finish line. They say they want it, but when the work comes, they're not there. They don't want it, whether it be fear or lack of discipline or laziness or whatever it might be. Their mindset, you name it. But you can change anything. You can change anything. You just have to decide. See, they say change happens instantly. It's the decision to change that takes the longest. Once someone decides that I had enough, I don't want to raise my game, I don't want to play the for my age game anymore, it happens like that. Snap, like a snap of a finger. So, for my age, I want you to take some inventory and think to yourself, what have I accepted for my health, for my income, for my relationship, my mindset? Have you used the for my age metaphor to dictate how you behave? What are your standards? Raise your standards. You deserve it. Don't accept for my age. All right. So start to listen to language that people say, and you'll realize that where they are now is a byproduct of how they're thinking, of what they've accepted as reality and their ceiling. I say bust through your ceiling, let it become your floor, and then keep busting through all the way to the top. So, all right. Okay, cool. So let's drop that argument for my age. If you know somebody who keeps saying that, if you know if this podcast can help someone, please like, subscribe, share it with somebody, because that's what we're going to be doing as we move forward. I've got a lot of things planned. I had a lot of things planned before, but as usual, life, the seasons, I went into a deep winter with the loss of my son. And my new book will be coming out this year. And since the loss of my son, he's helped me to add another chapter to that book that was essential. And now I know why that book wasn't released. Right. So there was more to be added. And I think we got it. So anyways, stay tuned. My other book is still available, Journey to Personal Greatness. Check it out on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and so on. And Chapters Indigo in Canada online. So, all right. Until next time, I wish you the best. Keep relentless. Be relentless. Don't accept the bare minimum. Elevate your game. All right. Peace, love, and libido. Soul. All right.